guys, what's up? This is Sin45, and I know I haven't made a video in a long time. I apologize for that. Basically, I haven't made what I was planning to do because of school and other stuff, but I'm here, gonna make my 2011 NBA playoff prediction video. Now, I'm basically just gonna talk about the first round, and if you hear the noise, it's the Dallas versus Portland game going on right now. I was gonna plan making this video earlier, but just never had the perfect time to do so. So I'm just gonna get right on and start basically what my predictions would be for the first round of the Western and Eastern Conference. So could Kobe win his third ring in a row? Could Lakers be Billups? So joining Amari could be the supposedly big three until another future role could possibly add on to the team. The Heat big three, they've been talked about all year, saying that they're going to fail because they didn't have a bench, they didn't have a full team, they didn't have a big defender, center, and a reliable point guard, but they have all the other three spots filled in with Bosh, Wade, and James. So this playoffs for the Miami Heat could be a good thing. And there's the big three for Boston. You know what they could do, but the problem is their team has really just evolved into these three plus Rondo, and basically that's all that really stayed aside from the finals from last year. There's been Kendrick Perkins being traded to OKC. There's been a lot of injuries throughout the season, so that's why they slipped down to the third seed this year, but facing the New York Knicks could be a challenge for them. And of course, there's the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the Chicago Bulls, with their main leader, MVP caliber, Derrick Rose, who's represented their team throughout the whole season. He hasn't gave up, he hasn't been injured. With his main big man teammates, starters, Joakim Noah, center, and Carlos Boozer, power forward, missing the first 12 games total or something, but they're all healthy now. The question is, can they work together in the playoffs, being a young team, moving on to face challenges maybe, but you never know with this MVP quality type player, Derrick Rose. And you could think about those three teams, but there's also the San Antonio Spurs, who have had the number one seed on the West Coast for a really long time now, and they had the overall number one seed for the Western Conference, no matter what injuries may occur with Tim Duncan and his ankle. Recently just occurred Manu Ginobili and his sprained elbow, and they have their reliable point guard Tony Parker, and the question is, will they have enough fuel to push themselves into facing high quality younger teams that are hungry for championships? Like these teams are really reliable, but the Spurs have had championship experience. We'll just see what they can do in this postseason. My bad. Anyways, what I was gonna say is Dallas also is another quality team that haven't had the really big push right now. They've lost the last 3 seasons with losing in the first round to Spurs last year, and then basically they haven't been able to prove to themselves that they are a finals quality team like they were in '06, or win a championship with Dirk Nowitzki's experience and their bench play. So yeah, we get started with the first game for the Eastern Conference. It's the number one seed, the Chicago Bulls, facing the number 8 seed, Indiana Pacers. Now, my predictions are the Bulls to win the series 4-2. Basically, with this man, Derrick Rose, leading the whole team. No one can stop him. I don't see anyone stopping him on the Pacers squad. I mean, the Pacers have talent with their main star, Danny Granger, who's been a contributor in scoring. their young point guard Darren Collison from the Hornets, and they acquired this season. And along with Tyler Hansbrough, who's averaged about 20 points against the Bulls, but I don't really see them overcoming the adversity and the excitement of the Chicago Bulls earning this #1 spot. And seeing the Pacers trying to overcome them, it's not a very good odds, but you never know what could happen. But my predictions are the Bulls to go over the Pacers 4-2. Now, the second game would be the #2 seed, the Miami Heat, facing the #7 seed, the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, my prediction is the Miami Heat to go over the Sixers 4-1, with basically the talents. They've been trying to overcome all the haters and all the critics saying that they don't have what it takes. But if they can prove to just beat the Sixers in the first round, they can show that they are a playoff team that could win. And if they could win, they could move on possibly to face like, going on to the finals and facing the Eastern Conference Championship. My prediction is they won't make it through the Eastern Conference Championship, but you never know what could happen. But I don't see the Sixers standing a chance against them. They're a young team, also led by their Coach of the Year quality coach, Doug Collins. But I don't see really Iguodala over LeBron. I don't see that. I don't see Brand over Bosch, and I don't see Wade over their shooting guard Williams or Lou Williams. But you know what? Their point guard Drew Holiday is a good acquisition they had in their draft 2 years ago. You can put him high quality numbers, and they have a lot of bench play with Thaddeus Young, who can score big. And basically, I don't know what could happen, but I'm saying the Heat will go over 4-1. Now, the third one will be the #4 seed, the Orlando Magic, facing the #5 seed, the Atlanta Hawks. Now, a lot of people would say the Magic, since they overcame the Hawks last postseason, sweeping them 4-0 in the second round. My prediction is the Hawks taking over the Orlando Magic 4-3. I see with this man, Dwight Howard, I know he can produce numbers, rebounds, blocks, but his technicals and his quality and maintaining his composure could expose the Orlando Magic into not moving on. With the Hawks, they have a goal. They're hungry to go on to the second round and actually go past the second round, which they have been unable to do the last 4 years. And with the Hawks young team, they could overcome the Magic, who just acquired all these men in the second half of the season. So, yeah, I'm saying the Hawks over the Magic 4-3. Now, the third game, I would see the #3 seed, the Boston Celtics, facing the #6 seed, the New York Knicks. My prediction is the Boston Celtics to go over the Knicks 4-2. Basically, like the other series, they have the big three. I guess Rondo would be the big four, but with Allen, Garnett, and Paul Pierce, I don't really see what the New York Knicks really, they can play offense, but they can't play no defense whatsoever. So if Garnett can stop Amari, my opinion, defense goes over offense. So if the Celtics with home court advantage, they could win possibly the first 2 games, and they could go on to New York, win a third game, and go back to Boston, and they would win 4-2. And plus all the accomplishments Ray Allen did this year, most 3-pointers in the league, passing Reggie Miller. Rondo is a younger and faster point guard that can go by Billups, and really Paul Pierce and Carmelo would be the only real matchup. But the Knicks are too young; they can't go past the first round. So I'm saying the Celtics 4-2. Now moving on to the Western Conference. The #1 seed, the San Antonio Spurs, will go on and face the #8 seed, the Memphis Grizzlies. Now with this quality and experience of the Spurs could, in fact, move them on to the first round. But I'm going with an upset. I'm going to say the Memphis Grizzlies are going to beat the San Antonio Spurs 4-3. It's going to take 7 games, in fact, for Memphis to move on. But I'm saying Memphis is going to move on. Basically, they're young, they're talented. They've beaten the Spurs twice this season. They've tied the season series 2-2. And the Spurs, I don't really know what the condition is for the Ginobili if he's going to be playing. I just see Zach Randolph overpowering Tim Duncan, even though Tim Duncan has playoff experience. But I'm going with the Grizzlies to move on past the Spurs. Now, the number 2 seed, the LA Lakers, they're going to take on the number 7 seed, New Orleans Hornets. And my prediction is, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers to move on past this Hornets 4-2 with their quality and their experience, obviously, in the playoffs. But not only that, but Kobe will not quit. Kobe will do whatever it takes. And he showed in the final game of the regular season in his overtime victory over the Sacramento Kings, and he's ready and he's prepared, along with their power forward Pau Gasol and their 5 of Andrew Bynum. He's going to come back from his injury, and with the playoff clutchness of Derek Fisher and Ron Artest throwing out surprises out of nowhere, I don't see the Hornets going past the Lakers, even though the Hornets have their star point guard, Chris Paul, and I see with David West being injured, they have no chance against the Lakers, but I'll give them a couple wins. But okay, and then the 3rd seed, the Dallas Mavericks, they'll take on the Portland Trailblazers, and my prediction is the Portland Trailblazers to go over this Mavericks 4-3. In fact, I'm watching the game right now, but it's a commercial, so I don't know what the score is, but basically I see these 2 guys, LaMarcus Aldridge and Gerald Wallace. With these 2 guys, they're young, and not only that Gerald Wallace was joined onto the Portland Blazers team in the trade deadline, but they're acquired by Portland, but he's really fit onto a role. He's gotten like career highs in points, and he's been scoring. So, and then finally, the last game is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder versus number 4 seed versus the number 5 seed, the Denver Nuggets. And my prediction is that the Oklahoma City Thunder is going to win this series 4-2 and face the Lakers. My reason why is that Kevin Durant, the scoring leader last year and this year, his whale Russell Westbrook, the point guard, they can overcome the Denver Nuggets squad, even though they've been able to apply themselves past the Melo trade. Gallinari's been good, Chandler, Felton, but I don't really see them going past the Oklahoma City Thunder with their experience and depth into, they almost beat the Lakers last year, so I could easily see them beating the Nuggets 4-2. And basically that's it. Please subscribe, hit that subscribe button up there, and read the details below for more information. I'm going to be making a 2nd round of the 2011 NBA playoffs. So, I mean, thanks for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Thank you.